We're officially 1 week closer to the 2026 Olympics, and you can feel it across the NHL. Contenders are tightening up, bubble teams are panicking, and the trade market is starting to move before the pre-Olympic roster freeze. Islanders dealing inside the Metro, adding Carson Soucy from the Rangers and Palat from the Devils. That's not a rebuild move. That's a team saying, we're in this thing right now. And with February looming, the NHL schedule loaded with measuring stick games that are going to tell us who's real and who's fooling themselves. You are the local Islanders fan. How do you think about the Islanders deciding to make these moves and try to get themselves part of contention?
I mean, there are moves that, especially later in the season, the Islanders have had a really hard problem, have had a really big problem recently getting goal scoring, and to get guys like Carson Soucy and Andre Palat from out of their own division. I mean, that can only help the New York Islanders as we enter the last week before the Olympic break.
Let's look at the power rankings in the NHL, the first half of the season, if you will. Top of the league, the real contenders right now, Colorado Avalanche, still the standard. Colorado's the best team in hockey, and it's not particularly close. 76% points percentage tells you everything. The Avs aren't just winning, they're dictating how games are played. Their big matchup, February 26th against Minnesota. That's a playoff preview, plain and simple, and Colorado feels inevitable right now.
Yeah, and the Avalanche have been a very, very good team, even from the outset of the season. I believe they were about 6 or 7 games in before they lost their first game to the New York Islanders. But yeah, the Avalanche look poised to get on another Stanley Cup run. The only thing you would caution that is the last couple of years, the President's Trophy winner hasn't really fared all that well in the playoffs. And if there's one sport where that 8 upsetting the number 1 is most prevalent, it's the NHL. So nothing is a given despite how good a year you may have had.
Here are the other teams that are part of the contenders. Tampa Bay and Carolina on the Eastern Conference collision course. This is a real Eastern Conference Finals type preview. Tampa hasn't gone anywhere. Carolina is ruthless, structured, and deep. Bruins and Lightning in the Stadium Series looks fun, but Hurricanes Lightning on February 26th might be the game that actually matters if you care about June hockey.
Yeah, that game against that Stadium Series game between the Bruins and Lightning was absolutely crazy. Third period, Lightning are down 5-2. There's a goalie fight, and then Tampa Bay wins in a shootout, 6-5. So it is incredible how good Tampa Bay is, and Carolina has been ruthless over these last couple of years. They are a team that is built for a Stanley Cup for sure.
In the Western Conference side, Dallas and Minnesota built for the long game. Dallas continues to quietly do everything right. Minnesota keeps proving it belongs in the Central's top tier. These are teams nobody wants to see in a 7-game series. Goaltending, structure, and patience, February hockey that translates to April.
Absolutely, and especially with everything going on in Minnesota right now, the entire city is behind that Wild team, trying to propel them to a Stanley Cup. So that might be one of the most dangerous, if not the most dangerous team in the Western Conference right now.
Here's the surge and the slide group, the Buffalo Sabres. This is real. Buffalo is officially for real. They've climbed into the Atlantic top 3, and their games against Florida this month are massive. This isn't a fun young team Buffalo anymore. This is, we expect to make the playoffs, Buffalo.
Yeah, the Sabres have really turned it around. They've spent so many years. They've had guys like Jack Eichel and Ristolainen come through that team that they were never able to make work, and now they finally have a group that has made the New York Rangers the 3rd best team in New York.
Florida Panthers, dangerous again. The Panthers have climbed fast. The Battle of Florida on February 5th matters a lot, more than people realize. Nobody wants to see Florida as a wild card. Nobody.
No, and you're also getting one of the Kachuk brothers back as well. So that's a big, big issue for everybody in the Atlantic.
All in or fool's gold for the Islanders. I mean, that's a look at a team that has gone all in, but is it going to burn them?
I don't think so. This team has been very solid. They have their identity. They have their play style under head coach Patrick Waugh. I would be surprised if this comes falling apart for them.
And the last thing for you, the bubble chaos. This might be the messiest playoff race we've seen in years. Montreal, Vegas, Boston, Utah, Anaheim, Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, all clumped together. One bad league, one bad week, you're out. One hot goalie, you're in. I mean, the West wildcard race is going to be absolute carnage. You got Kings and Oilers on February 26th. Matters not just emotionally, but existentially for Los Angeles. Sharks and Blackhawks featuring Celebrini and Bedard. That's the NHL selling the future while chasing the present. Plus, of course, the Anaheim Ducks who we're paying attention to. That young group has been very scary in so far this season. And big surprise team, Anaheim has arrived early.
Ben Afquack has been kicking in streaks. Unfortunately, those streaks have been followed by long periods where he hasn't been kicking. So the Ducks are a very, very good team, but they still have some growing up to do.
February is about to be ruthless. And then if you look at the bottom of the NHL, Rangers openly selling, Blues flirting with franchise alternating trades, Canucks are in a full teardown mode, Capitals staring down the unthinkable, missing the playoffs after leading the East last season. It's going to be a fun second half of the NHL.